Good afternoon, and what is a warm, bright, and sunny day. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of July, and I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to unbox, which arrived this morning. I'm looking forward to find out what is in here. Got a good idea. So I've got a few packing peanuts here, so I'm going to take these out carefully because I don't want them flying all over the place. I know what, if I do, I'll have cats going after them, or a certain cat. Okay. And what I've got here was not what I expected. That. Let's open up and find out if I can somewhere. Where am I? Where am I finding the tape for this? It's very well sealed, and I'm feeling around for the thing because I don't want to cut too. There we go. I'm quite careful about cut the book at all. So bear with me. There we go. We're almost there. The most exciting thing. So what I thought this was going to be, I thought it might be a copy of Moria from um, for the One Ring, but it's not. Is this rather gorgeous looking book, Soul Burner? Oh, sorry, Soul Burner, Solemn Vale, Solemn Vale. So there we go. I'm thinking about something else. I'm going to get the knife underneath the plastic once again and have a look inside. So to start with, um, this has a nice buff feel to it. I do like a book which doesn't have a glossy cover. That feels very nice in the hand. And then inside, very, very pink. This is published by Dirty Vortex, it would appear. Credits page, and then the contents page, and then we in-game fiction, or we got onto Solemn Vale and what is folk horror. Several role-playing games devoted to it. This is what is Solemn Vale. Solemn Vale is a 1970s farming village in southwest town in southwest England, isolated from the world by a jagged coastline and dense woodland, scarred by mining. Close-knit community gives rise to small town familiarity and small town pleasantries, where the newest visitors and smallest infractions become sources of gossip and scandal overnight. It is a land steeped in history where forgotten sects pay to pagan gods in the dark corners of Thatcher's Britain. So, first off, to be fair, it's a 70s farming village. Thatcher didn't govern from 79 through to 89, so it's either very late 70s or very early 80s. And then underpinning the game, it's got this object called the Weird Abacus. Basically, sort of sets the tone for the stories that we tell, and even supports narratorless storytelling. And we've got essentially a terminology guide here. Before we get on to playing the game, and essentially picking the story, creating characters for it, player advice on group cohesion and abilities. So you can see the abilities there, and they're explained here. The advice is player advice, group cohesion is to say pick characters who have connections to each other, and so on. Essentially, character creation looks to be fairly simple, fairly quick, because you're almost onto setting the scene and drawing and playing cards and so on, and filling out details. And then you've got narrator advice for challenge values and managing the abacus and resolving challenges. All accompanied by this weirdly disturbing artwork. And then, of course, if there are failures, there will be exploring what the consequences might be. And then basically type of mechanics, influence rules, character against character action, recovering ability points, what happens to defeated characters, the nature of the weird, and how to use it. Magic in the setting, ward magic. So these are the protections which you can establish. You've got a list of those, and similarly, charms, and spells, and conjurations. So it looks at different types of magic. And then we're really into, I think this is the first encounter footprints. First in a case or story set in and around Solemn Vale, including some example challenges. And then we've got some background on the setting. So looking at the decay of 70s Britain, looking at some of the what it was like, and what the town of Solemn Vale is like. They've got plenty of background and feel for it. I think players of a certain age, I mean, this includes myself, will know what it felt like, even even being children or teenagers during the period. This is describing the town of Solemn Vale. I would say my comment would be, we've got Harry Harry here, the Vingo. Harry Vingo is the pub landlord. Okay. How can I put it? Well, the problem is essentially is that the 70s wasn't as diverse a country as Britain is now. So put it this way, I mean, I grew up in a small town of about 8 to 9,000. And one advantage I had in this instance was that we had a military signals camp about a half-mile outside the town. And the thing is, what that meant was you had a lot of people coming through the town, being on the army camp, back and forth and so on, from all over the place. You had a more diverse group than you might normally have encountered otherwise. So the diversity here doesn't necessarily reflect what small town Britain might have been like at the time. would have been more diverse in the bigger cities. It, um, I mean, the thing is, uh, so for example, where I grew up, um, I didn't actually, unless I didn't, it wasn't the case where I didn't meet a person of color. I didn't interact with a person of color until I was about in my, basically, I would have been my high school, I would have been 10, 11, 12. Just weren't about. I mean, just okay. Um, and then, whereas conversely, my partner is a similar age. She went to school in a big city. Completely the reverse. When it's almost the reverse. The majority of the fellow pupils were people of color. So what I'm saying is this doesn't necessarily reflect um, the nature of the towns at the time. And that's not to say that it's wrong to do that. I'm just saying uh, historically it's not entirely accurate. But then again, this after all is um, a different type of role playing game. It's a role playing game written in a different age. If it had been written in the 70s, it might have been different. Okay. Anyway, so you've got the background and details of the various locations in the town. Um, so various NPCs as well, the player characters can encounter. Um, you know, um, including we have Byrock, Pengalian, mild revolutionary. Um, so this is very much grounding Solemn Vale in the Cornish essentially peninsula. So it could easily be Devon or Cornwall. So it's fantastic artwork. Even I mean, um, it's just um, little details here. I mean, mild revolutionary is just befits a sort of like small town um, life time. Just weird image there, ships with razor blades, thrown in, nasty, strange encounter at the bus stop. Um, then we'll switch to the wealthier households. Even right down to Lord Lowen hedonist with his Jaguar XJS or whatever it would have been at the time. Uh, some absolutely terrific artwork, and just exploring some of the weirdness in and around um, Solemn Vale and the various districts. Essentially, the vast majority of residents live on the council estate to the north of the town. Um, uh, And yeah, nice inclusion, a mobile library. Various NPCs you might encounter, including the ice cream van. The Nook, Brownlee Transport Company. When you get a Brownlee cab, you're the driver's prisoner until you reach your destination. Don't forget that. So, and then sort of like, sure, I always lock the doors when I take someone for a ride. Why are you looking so scared? Don't you like me? Weird. Um, and we've got a paranormal investigators club. Some of their open files. Basically, a classified advert there. Personals. So yeah, you've got multiple sort of like persons, places, individuals describing the town of Solemn Vale. That you can take and use, develop cases or investigations to build around experiences. Um, so here we're into the next sort of like a scenario. And then basically we have this is really kind of creepy. There we go. One of those quarries full of water. You don't know how deep it is. Um, and then, yeah, very kind of weird situation. You know, one of those kind of classic fears. You know, so yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed by this. I really do like the look of it. I like the feel of it. It is capturing much of that small town 70s um, fear and atmosphere. Um, uh, some of the horror that would have been um, making its way, into our fiction, onto our screens, especially from the pen of someone like Nigel Neal. Um, we end with more fiction. So epilogue and future story hooks. We've got appendix of facets of folk horror. Um, and different aspects of the character references basically for stage rules, denizens, and encounters. And locations. And that's it. That is Solemn Vale. Fantastic looking book. I really think that's going to be worth exploring if you like your folk horror. So I do hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And of course, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box, which I will basically unbox and pull out a book or game or role-playing game like Solemn Vale or Solemn Vale, and talk about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.